CEOs, Diana Gans and Jean Foley, who are the co-founders of the Groomsman Suit. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks, Abby.
We're excited. So this is probably the first time most people will get a look at the secret back room of the Groomsman Suit. So we feel very honored to be able to see what's going on in the background.
Yeah, this is a startup CEO palace, if you will.
Got a great view.
Stuffed full of suits, no windows, and it's about the only place we get any privacy around here. So.
That's awesome. So I think some of our audience might not be familiar with the Groomsman Suit, so I'd love it if the two of you could just give us a little bit of background on the brand and talk to us a little bit about what prompted you to start the company.
Sure. So the Groomsman Suit is an online men's wedding wear store. We sell suiting and tuxedos for less than the cost of most rentals. So our suiting and tuxedos, it's our own brand. It sells for $194, so under $200. And men get to keep it, which is unusual because typically at that price point, they're forced to rent their wedding attire. And they often spend, over $200, close to $300 on something that they don't get to keep. So we came up with this idea after Jean got married in 2013.
Yeah, I got married in 2013 and sort of put the task to my now husband to find a great option for the guys to get suited up in tuxedos. So I put that on him and he took care of it, went to one of the mainstream big box stores and set everybody up with rental suits or tuxedos. And it wasn't actually until after the wedding when I had the honor of returning some of the tuxedos for my brothers that I realized they had spent around $250. And that to me was like a little disappointing. I thought that they were a little more affordable than that. And not to mention, we had noticed throughout the night, and I think they said stuff to Diana that night that buttons were falling off.
Guys were switching jackets.
Really?
So they didn't have the greatest experience where you kind of want your groomsmen to feel like $1 million in a tuxedo. So really that sort of stuck with me. And with a background in fashion design, technical design, I knew that seemed it seemed like we were paying a very inflated price for what we were getting. So that's sort of when the seed was planted. But it wasn't until my husband and I moved to New York where the opportunity to start maybe looking into some options to start this business really opened up. So we relocated to New York and I started looking into where I could get samples made affordably, started sort of getting feedback from guys, wear testing samples, and slowly started to put together a Kickstarter. Once we sort of had the whole concept put together and realized like we were getting really solid feedback from the guys that had tested samples, we were really feeling great about testing it through the Kickstarter. And that's when I reached out to Diana, my best friend since the third grade. And, she's so smart. One of the smartest people I know, had just finished business school and was leading a tech startup. So of course, who do you turn to for business advice? But
not menswear. I had no menswear back. I had an MBA. That's about it. But it was a brilliant idea, and definitely like through Jean's wedding and just the testing that she had done over the year and kind of putting the idea together, really saw that there was a gap in the market for this type of thing. Women have so many options when it comes to being a bridesmaid. It's such a fun, exciting kickoff to the journey of your friend's wedding day. And for men, it's always been really daunting, inconvenient, and expensive. And so, that's really what we're changing.
And for me, it was all about the quality and the fit. I wanted my groomsmen to have this really high quality option that fit them really well. And after sort of looking at what was out there on the market, it was either, a $500 and up tuxedo or a relatively really expensive rental for one day. So there was no in between, and there was really no affordable option to even buy a tuxedo. So that's really where we thought we could probably get a piece of the pie by offering this option. And thankfully, we got such an incredible response to our Kickstarter that we just decided to launch.
So do you have to have another wedding now so that all the groomsmen can wear something that fits?
Yeah, I had a wedding.
Okay, good.
I just got married in October, and
we had our second chance.
It was a black tie, and everybody had to wear a tuxedo, like even the guests. So,
and they looked amazing. So we made up.
And I made Jean wear a tuxedo for part of the night.
I wore our new women's line. So
all right. Well, that's fantastic. You may have to share some photos when you come to the Retail Innovation Conference next month. Yeah. So we're really excited that you're both going to join us for the conference and talk about your brand and some of the strategies that you've used to grow. One of them I know that's important to you is SEO. And I was just hoping maybe you could give us a little bit of insight on what you'll be talking about when it comes to the importance of SEO.
Yeah, so we inadvertently kind of got on a good path for our search optimization, without even really realizing it was one of the blessings that came from, by virtue of our name, the Groomsman Suit. So that coupled with some very early on, like specific blogging and just the structure of how we built our website. I had really no background in SEO, but just did some simple research even between the two of us. And
really,
I think I bought that SEO for Dummies one.
Yeah, we still have it in here somewhere.
and so, it was really for us like about structuring our website very properly, from like the title of things to the product description to having alternative text that makes sense. You have to, in order to do well with SEO, you have to be very authentic. Like Google will will penalize you if you're trying to kind of rig the system. So we were just really authentic from the beginning, and that's what we'll touch upon in our talk. Is just very like from a structural perspective, how to do that, from like a blogging perspective, how to get blog posts, how to circulate blog posts when you're kind of a no-name brand, and how to get hype backlinks to the website. So we did one thing that, again, was like not something we realized was going to be really beneficial, but we reached out to over 2,000 wedding planners personally when we first started the company and offered to send them items, send them our suiting for photo shoots. Every wedding planner, wedding designer does these stylized photo shoots, and we wanted our product to get out there purely because we needed photos, of our product in action. And what we didn't realize is that all of these wedding planners also submit those for publications. And so then we started seeing our items published and like hyperlinks back to our website. And so that was also really impactful.
I feel like we, Diana really hit the SEO hard. And at the time, I don't think we called it SEO as much as, how do you get people to find you, which essentially that's what it is. But for us, we built this website and we were super nervous about it being perfect right off the bat when you launch it, because people are just going to flood to you. They're going to find you naturally. And that's really not what happens at all.
I remember we accidentally launched the website like before we intended to.
And there were typos or things like that. And I was like, oh my God, we launched too soon. This is going to, it's embarrassing if we have typos. But then, we had maybe 5 hits to the website.
And so then we were like, okay, now this is what really where the real work begins. We will definitely touch upon like the starting out of like building your brand. Like we built the Groomsman Suit as like the reliable resource in men's wedding wear. And by virtue of that led to so many like keyword opportunities with search. And then now where we actually have some money, we're in the process of completely breaking our website apart again to sort of rebuild it even more systematically and like with more fine-tuned engineering from a keyword. Yeah, it's super interesting. We're still learning.
Right. Of course, you're always learning when you start a business. So once you got a lot of people to pay attention to the brand, I guess part of the next step was moving on to promoting the brand and getting loyal customers. And I believe influencers are a significant part of your marketing strategy today. How are you able to build that kind of following?
Well, the good thing is that our influencers are our customers. They are the groom, the bride and the groom, and then the group of guys that we get to outfit because of them. And they really influence the future purchases for their friends. So it becomes a viral effect without actually having to seek out true influencers and maybe pay them to do posts for you or review the product. We really had this really special thing happen where word of mouth became a priceless marketing tool for us. So what we did was really make sure our customer service was the best possible experience that any guy could go through when they were getting suited up for a wedding. So by doing that, they naturally spread the word for us, and it increased sales significantly, just word of mouth. I think now we're looking into influencers a little bit deeper, but for the most part, it was very organic word of mouth.
Yeah, we were building such great relationships with our customers that the guys were excited to come back to us and say, look at how great I looked. Here are my wedding photos, Diane. Oh my gosh. Because for men, we're one of the few things that they get to really touch in the wedding planning process. And so we were their outlet to be
and some want it super easy, just get it to me and help me out. And some wanted a lot of hand holding in the sizing. And we were being such a young company and having the sales slowly build the way they did, we were able to fine tune, okay, guys are really responding to this. Let's do more of this. They didn't like this experience they had at another shop, so we need to be better at that. And so they really just told us what they needed, and we just gave that to them, honestly. Yeah. And so that really led to just such a huge increase in sales just from word of mouth.
All right, awesome. So just finally, not to give away too much before you join us at the conference, tell us a little bit about your expectations for what's next at the Groomsman Suit.
Yeah, so we have a super exciting year ahead. We actually just launched on our website, announcement for a women's line coming in the end of 2019. It's really something that our customers have been asking us for. Women have been ordering our suits. The picture of what a traditional wedding party looks like is changing. Women are standing up on men's side. They're as groomsmaids. Women are marrying each other. They don't necessarily want to wear a wedding dress or a bridesmaid's dress. And so this is a really sort of passion project for Jean and I. We also love suits ourselves. Yeah. And Jean's worked really hard on the pattern. It's a beautiful design for the suit.
We've been sort of working on it behind the scenes ever since we launched the men's line, but the men's line took off so quickly. We sort of, we were still tinkering on it, but as we get more and more feedback from women reaching out, asking to order suits, or they hear about it organically through friends, the development, we're kind of surprised by the level of interest. So that's probably our exciting passion project launch for this year. But we've also recently launched a kids line that's been pretty successful for us, because along the same lines of the men's, it's really hard to find a great kids suit that not only fits but is affordable and matches what the wedding party is wearing. Mm-hmm. So you have these competitors that are doing super budget suits that don't really look that great when the kid's dressed up, but they do the trick. And then you have these very expensive ones around $200 for kids to wear, which we know how fast kids grow. So we've designed a really adorable kids line that we launched in February and has been quite successful for us already. And we launched a prom website.
Yeah, Stap Suits is for high school, all those high school moments, prom, graduation, college interviews. Ever since we launched the Groomsman Suit, our customers, parents of our customers have been reaching out saying, this is really great for my teen for prom. Have you guys ever thought about that? And we said yes, but we've got this, we're trying to be very cognizant of the wedding space, and now we have the capacity to kind of add this line for a younger demographic, and it's great. I think it's going to be a huge hit for us this year. And then we're also in our quest to be that one-stop shop for are couples, we're adding like a groomsman gift store to our website as well. So yeah, just
going on.
trying to round out the product offering.
All right. Well, it'll be great to hear more and more about what you guys are doing. I have some questions, but we'll save it for at the event in May. So hopefully all of our viewers will join us to hear more about your story in May at the Retail Innovation Conference. Thanks so much for joining us today, and I'm so excited to hear more about your brand.
Thank you so much, Debbie. We're excited to see you in New York.
Great. Fantastic. All right. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you in less than a month.